How you guys doing today? And welcome to Sports Weekly, where we talk about all kinds of sports. Basketball, football, baseball, and not just that, we're gonna talk about prospects, what ifs, and anything related to sports. And today, we gotta talk about One FC or One Championship. There's a family out there, it's like taking over. And if you guys don't know anything about One FC or One Championship, it is basically another MMA organization based in Singapore. And there are few former UFC fighters that moved to One FC. Fighters like Demetrius Johnson, Eddie Alvarez, and Brandon Vera. And a fighter like Eddie Alvarez, who had a problem with Dana, so he ended up going to One FC. And those fighters are former UFC fighters. But there is a family out there who's taking over the organization. And it is the notorious Lee family, Victoria, Christian, and Angela. And they are Canadian-American mixed martial art artists of Chinese, Singaporean, and Korean heritage. So their father is a Chinese-Singaporean and the mother is Korean. And they were born in Vancouver, BC, and then they moved to Hawaii. And Angela is the eldest of the three siblings in her family. She is 24 years old, MMA fighter. Her MMA record is 10 wins and 2 losses. Angela was 9-0 in 2018, and she was fighting in atom weight division. And she moved up to strawweight, and she fought Zeong Jingnan for strawweight championship. And she was unsuccessful and experienced her first loss in her MMA career. And she went back to atom weight and defended her belt and had a rematch against Zeong Jingnan, and she ended up winning. And I guess she is one of the best fighter out there. And Angela avenged her first loss, defended her title by rear naked choke in the final seconds of the 5th round. And she successfully defended her title 4 times in her career, and she tied the second most defenses in One history. And she is basically a bad a crazy MMA fighter in One UFC, and I won't be surprised if we see her in UFC soon. But Angela's younger brother, Christian, is also an MMA fighter for One FC. His record is 14 wins and 3 losses, and the 22-year-old lightweight world champion has one of the highest ceiling in the world. He upset Shinya Aoki for lightweight championship on May 17, 2019, and he also won One Championship lightweight Grand Prix. And he successfully defended his title against Luri Lapicus, and his eyes is set to move back to featherweight to fight Martin Nguyen. Lee lost to Nguyen twice, so he wants to get that rematch and be one of the biggest fighters in One FC in featherweight and lightweight division. And Christian Lee is one of the scariest fighters in One FC. I wonder if he will sign a contract with Dana White. The lightweight division in UFC is one of the stackest division in that organization. And I'm curious if Christian Lee can survive the lightweight division in UFC, because they have Dustin Poirier, Justin Gaethje, Khabib, Conor McGregor, and there's a lot of fighters out there, and there's an up-and-coming fighter, Islam. It will be hard for Christian Lee to transition to UFC. And the last one is probably the protege of One FC, Victoria Lee. She is the younger sister of Christian and Angela, and she is only 16 years old, and she still in high school. She signed a contract with One FC. I don't even know if that's legal, because she's 16 years old working, and then in the combat sports already, she's not even an amateur. She went straight to pro. And she is the 3rd member of the Lee family to shine in One FC. She didn't even expect to go pro so soon, and considered to delaying her debut till she turned 18. And unfortunately, it's not a cakewalk. It wasn't an easy route. The league faced a lot of criticism because she was too young and it was too soon. And on February 26, Victoria faced Sunisa Surisan. Surisan held a 4-1 record prior to the fight, to this bout. And Victoria fought a legit fighter. But sadly, Surisan was not ready for the teenager's ground game. Victoria forced Surisan to tap in with a rear naked choke to win her professional MMA debut. And that is really impressive for someone who's supposedly just worrying about her college application, SATs, and ACT tests in high school. And I won't be surprised if these three athletes and fighters ended up signing a contract with Dana White. And Victoria is the prodigy and possibly the future of women MMA in atomweight and strawweight division. And there's a lot of crazy fighters in UFC, so I won't be surprised she will be one of them in the future. So that's it for now. And when we come back, we gotta talk about Nerlens Noel. We gotta talk about his career in the NBA, so stay tuned.